What up, boils and ghouls, and welcome back to another episode of Creeps of the Crypt, a Tales from the Crypt podcast, where two old men talk about a show from 30 years ago that nobody wanted to talk about. We review every episode and we discuss them here on a monthly basis. I'm your host, John, and along with me, as always, is my co-host,
Father Allen. Glad to be back, guys. It's been a while.
Yeah, actually, for them, not really, but for us, yeah, it's been like a few months, I think.
Yeah, we have that luxury, unveil the curtains. But we mentioned it. We tend to record in advance that way. We're not like rushing to the finish line to get something out during, what you set out to put out. What was it like? But yeah, I'm glad we're able to record another one.
Yeah. The reason why I'm wearing these sunglasses is not because I think I'm cool, but because I set up.
Guy.
I imagine. Now, I didn't wear it when I had the blood, my eye popped. Remember, the blood vessel.
Oh yeah.
I didn't wear the glass. You were like, why didn't you wear your glass? I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know. I didn't think about it. But these lights on the side are malfunctioning and they're so bright that I went blind for a second. And I'm like, oh no, like I can't see. So I decided to wear these sunglasses, and I don't think they look cool. I think I have a stain or a smudge on them. But that's okay. I'm still keeping strong. So, welcome to Creeps of the Crypt. We haven't spoken in a month with each other. But, how have you been?
I've been good. Just been keeping busy, man. Work and the free time I get at home. And, just been reading books still and nothing too crazy. Pretty boring, to be honest. How about you? What you been up to?
Well, same old. I went on a date on Saturday. I think you were messaging me and I didn't respond to anything. And
I take it went well?
No.
No?
No, the girl
just didn't want to respond. Damn.
She was 25.
Oh.
And I wasn't expecting this at all because I told you I've been on like an Asian sensation for like, I don't know what happened. Like I also got influxed with like Asian passion. Like I'm just like, oh, Chinese girls. I think it's maybe because I'm trying to learn Chinese. I was studying, and so I went on this app. But this app's not your typical dating app. But the person wanted to meet, and before anything, let's just put it at that. So we went out for drinks, and she brought a friend, and she said something. I heard her tell her friend, "Oh, he didn't put current picture up." And then they wanted to have dinner, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay for both of these girls,
Oh hell no.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's go. So we took an Uber to this Chinese restaurant in Chinatown, and we went downstairs, and I know that store because I used to go there all the time with my family. So I was like, they gave us a seat in the back. Thank God it wasn't by the door because they have booths right by the door. So thank God it wasn't by the door. So they said, I said, yeah, I sat down with them in the back and I said, I ordered beer, Qingdao beer, which is Chinese beer, which is delicious, by the way. If you ever try it, it's really good. Girls love it too. So I ordered three. I ordered three and I said, I'll be right back. I went to the bathroom and I just left. I didn't even drink the beer. I just bounced because I wasn't going to pay for this girl. And she was already kind of, I think she said, I'm fat. I heard she say, oh, he's much fatter than, I'm like, all right. I just ain't going anywhere. And if you bring another friend on a date, what is that? So
yeah, to me, it sounds like a setup for nothing and other than a pain in your wallet, seems like to me.
That's exactly what I was like, this is not going to happen. I was like, this isn't going to happen. And just like me, I'm just going to spend money. And that's all they wanted. Like, all the questions
she can be sometimes.
And I didn't expect this from an Asian girl. But I think she's Americanized, but not so much because she was asking me all the questions that Chinese girls from China would ask me. Oh, what do you do for work? What, like, how much money do you make? All these questions that's like very personal, but that's how they are. And I was like, oh, so I was like, okay, all right. Long story short, terrible date, and I don't think I was an asshole for leaving. I think I was actually did the best thing, and I blocked her as soon as I bounced.
No, nothing wrong with that. I think anyone that would tell you otherwise is lying. But I think when you're around our age at this point, you kind of get the hints of like yeah, things aren't gonna really go anywhere. So it's like you're just gonna end up wasting your money, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good. I mean, at least you try. You're out there trying to make it happen.
Anyway, now 25 is not the right age. I have nothing to talk about. I can't communicate with these people. Like so, like I gotta go older.
I think a little bit older will do you right.
But anyway, yeah, that's my story. Yeah, so let's talk about this episode, Maniac at Large.
Hell yeah.
It first aired on August 19th, 1992. It was written by Mae Woods. And Mae Woods has not written anything at all. She
yeah, it looks like another example of like, you know, a backstage crew member. 'Cause I think she just has mainly assistant director on her credits, or some assistant to somebody. I remember
assistant to the regional manager, like, you know, like in The Office. She was assistant to Walter Hill.
Hey, yeah. Hey, doll, can you write this episode?
Yeah.
Just thinking of like, just someone that pulled out The Office here.
She was, she's actually credited as a producer somehow for all of Walter Hill's movies, and also his assistant. So I don't know if they just gave her the producer credit because, well, whatever. Every single movie Walter Hill did until a certain time, she was the assistant to him. And this is the only thing she ever wrote. So I will give her one credit. She did a lot with nothing, with barely, like, you know, very short story. Like, this is not much here, but
it's kind of filled it in a bit.
Yeah, it was directed by John Frankenheimer, who I thought directed a lot more things that were good. And it seems like the highlights of his career is basically in the 60s, when he did The Manchurian Candidate and 7 Days in May. And also The Prophecy, which I saw once years ago, but I have not seen since I was a kid, so I don't remember it at all. So I have to check it out, because although it has a poor rating on IMDb, IMDb's ratings are not that reliable. So I will definitely check out The Prophecy probably later tonight, because I want to check it out. And he also did The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I was a fan of as a kid, but then there's a whole documentary about the real guy that they hired to direct the movie, and then all the crap that went on with him. And then he I don't know,
it's a whole big drama stuff behind the scenes, right? Like there's like a lot of stuff happening that like Brando wasn't showing up on set or something, or he gained weight. It was all over the place.
He wasn't supposed to be that fat. He came real fat.
Yeah.
He came with that little tiny guy from some island that he became like his like, I don't know, mini-me. That's the whole idea of mini-me, was this guy. Like, he had this little tiny thing, and he's like, he's gonna be working with me or whatever. And then by the way, talk about Brando. Did you see the trailer for that Waltz movie, whatever it's called, with Billy Zane pretending to be Brando, or acting as Brando?
I've seen a few stills of it online. I want to say I haven't seen the trailer yet, but the photos that I did see of Billy Zane, he looks pretty close to Brando.
He sounds like Brando. He's amazing.
I didn't hear how he sounded.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But anyway, back to John Frankenheimer. I thought he directed more things better, but I mean, I'm not crapping on his career. The name is just, the name. But like, he really didn't. Like, after 7 Days in May, The Prophecy, it's like, I don't know any of the titles that he did. So, anyway, they
he did Ronin with
that's
Pacino,
one,
well, not Pacino, with De Niro. That one was a pretty decent movie.
It was all right. Yeah. Before we get started with the actual synopsis of the episode and move any further, I'd like to give a shout out to another podcast out there that talk and review Tales from the Crypt, and that is the Critique Podcast. There's another podcast out there. I enjoy them. I listen to them every time they post a new episode, and they're doing like we did. I think they're actually doing weekly podcasts instead of doing bi-weekly. We used to do bi-weekly, and then we decided to stop so we could prolong this journey.
Yeah, we were just speeding through Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
it would have been done like 2 years ago probably if we kept going.
Probably. And they're going into a rapid rate that they're going to catch up to us within like 2 months probably. They'll be up to wherever season we're on, which will be cool. And maybe we'll invite them on to do this podcast with us. That'd be fun. Yeah, they're called the Critique Podcast. They're on YouTube at the Critique Podcast, a Tales from the Crypt podcast. You should definitely check them out on YouTube. And they're pretty good. I enjoy what they do. I enjoy how they do it. And you guys should definitely check them out. So shout out to them. They're really cool guys. And like I said, I tried to actually post on YouTube to them. I was like, hey, I've been posting your stuff on Reddit, because there's a community on Reddit for Tales from the Crypt also. By the way, you should join if you're into this podcast. And YouTube like deleted the comment. It wouldn't let me post it because it said, I guess because it said Reddit.
Yeah, maybe some sort of thing you wrote or a keyword. I guess maybe they try to prevent, I guess, spamming on Reddit, but they may think it's spam. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be something like that. But yeah, I've been listening to him too. Yeah, when you got me into him. I know we were like randomly one time just talking about it's like another. Well, I don't want to name names, but I remember we found a podcast that we thought was talking about Tales from the Crypt, but yeah, it was kind of like unrelated. That's all.
Yeah.
Just thought that was funny, but it's cool to hear another podcast, and kind of reminds me back when we were doing it and seeing, curious on how they react to it, because I feel like we've gone back and forth on a few episodes where, I think when we watched it again, we either enjoyed it more or still feel the same way about it. So it's cool going back to it, because I remember I wasn't too hot about cutting cards the first time, but then thinking about it, I could really appreciate it, especially us talking about it, and then the way they were talking about it is pretty fun to go back and listen to, for sure. Yeah, check them out.
I forgot which episode they just did that I was watching, and they had a different opinion than we did, and I'm not getting mad. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion of every episode, but I will say that they dislike the sacrifice as much as we did, so that's good to know.
Oh yeah, I thought I liked it more than I did, but yeah, it was pretty not the greatest, but it was fun talking about it though, since and my boy Michael Ironside in it. It was cool to see him in it.
But that is a bad episode. But anyway, why don't you give us a synopsis for this episode?
Maniac at Large. Basically, Margaret is like this librarian that's working in the inner city, and she's kind of been growing like anxious and concerned about this serial killer that's been out on the newspaper headlines, and she's just little by little starts getting paranoid when she's told that she has to work overnight, so she's just working late at night pretty much, so she's just afraid of getting killed. And that's kind of pretty much the episode. It kind of grows and grows into the grand finale, which we'll talk about that one. It's ultimately still pretty faithful. Mostly they added a few things that weren't in the comic, but yeah, that's kind of the summary of this one. Nothing crazy, I
know, really.
Not near the end.
There's nothing to really talk about, except we get to go line by line about what happened. But Margaret is the librarian,
and she's played by
go ahead.
by Blythe Danner, Gwyneth Paltrow's mom. I forgot that was her mom.
Yeah. Well, I knew. I knew she was somebody's mother that was famous, and then I was like, oh yeah, she's her mother. She's also in Meet the Parents.
Yeah, famously in Meet the Parents movie.
Yeah. And then, so she's there. There's a security guard. He's played by Clarence Williams III, who's known from Half Baked, American Gangster. But there's another horror film that he's known for, a little anthology horror film, something like this.
The shit. The shit. Drugs. You get the drugs, and I get the money. Okay. This is all new to me.
So that's that.
Yeah, this is like a theme, because this one, he's like not far off from this character, and in this one, he's kind of good at playing this kind of little out there, maybe on the brink or already crazy guy that just seems a little off,
Yeah, well, in real life he's off too, because I heard he's really hard to work with. Because on Half Baked, I think Dave Chappelle said he was such a pain in the ass, and they had to change the script because he stopped working with them after that whole scene with the boobie pops out.
Now that's a titty.
Fully, man, that is an official fully.
Hilarious. But,
yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but that he got like upset, and he like walked off set, and he stopped coming to work. And like they threatened to sue him, and he had to shoot all his other scenes. Like, but after the movie, it was weird, but whatever. He's hard to work with. But anyway, that clip was from Tales from the Hood, which is another anthology horror film, kind of like it was a black version of Tales from the Crypt or
Mhm.
Creep Show, or Tales from the Dark Side. It's a good movie, actually. The first one is very good. So he plays Grady, the security guard, and Mrs. Pritchard is played by, I can't even say her name, Salome Jens. Salome Jens.
Salami Jens.
And she is actually very good in this episode, and she's also known for a little show called Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where she plays the female shapeshifter.
Oh.
And it's pretty hard to, like, they all look the same. So that the series had a guy named Odo. He was the security guard of the Deep Space Nine, which is in a ship. It's the actual space station. So Deep Space Nine was not like the other Star Trek shows. It wasn't about like, well, he becomes a captain later on, and then there's a whole fight between the shapeshifters. I forgot what other race of aliens, because they make these creatures too.
So these what shapeshifters, they just change to like other people and races? Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
So the changelings were the founders of the Dominion War. Then there was the Vorta, genetically engineered administrators and diplomats. Oh, that was this guy's fucking, I don't want to try not to curse. That was that actor from Reanimator, Jeffrey Combs. He was Vorta. Well, he was a Vorta. Now, the Jem'Hadar, that's the name I was looking for the whole entire time. How did I forget the Jem'Hadar? They're like, they're genetically bred for war, and you can't beat them. So I think they just have them now, and they made a woman, and they're only men. And they were genetically engineered like this, and they have a woman one on the new Star Trek show, and everyone was going crazy. Like, what are you doing? Like, the Jem'Hadar don't have females, and plus they shouldn't even be around, supposedly. I haven't seen the show in a long time. Anyway, and Cardassians were involved in it, and then they say Breen. I don't remember Breen. Later, allied with the Dominion in season 7, providing powerful ships and technology. Oh, okay. So there we go. I just had to bring that up. I know I cut it all chopped up, but that's what I wanted to talk about when it comes to
chopped and screwed. Yep.
Star Trek Voyager. So she's known for that, and you have to be pretty talented to work with that mask, because that's the actual actor's face. So they just changed the molding around to make it like no facial features, because he's not supposed to have facial features. Like, he looks like a burn victim. Mm-hmm. So so they did that. But anyway, so the episode starts out and you're getting a sense of what's inside the library, and you see that there's somebody reading a newspaper, and it says, the cover says Maniac at Large. A serial killer is out there. And all of a sudden this kid takes a knife and cuts through it, and the old man's like, oh, and the kids are little hooligans in the library.
Cholos,
Cholos? I didn't think they were cholos.
They're trying to act like cholos, from what I remember. One of them had like a bandana. I don't know. I thought I saw somebody wearing a bandana.
Well, that doesn't mean cholo.
It's kind of like an opening shot of where you kind of get an idea like what kind of people come into the library. So I mean, they're just pretty much opening up the episode with like a little atmosphere, and see what the library's about.
Well, anyway, Mrs. Pritchard and the guard go up to these kids that stabbed the newspaper, and they see that I thought they were carving into the table their names, but she said, "Do you have an eraser?" To the security guard.
I thought I said homies on there.
Yeah, but he said to security guards to get the eraser. I was like, eraser? How's that going to help when you carved into the table?
Yeah, it was hard to tell. Like, it looked like it was, like you said,
carved
probably carved in, but and then when she was rubbing it off, it looked like
it was coming off.
Like it was chalk. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
With chalk on there instead of getting rubbed in. They didn't want to scratch up that table.
Yeah, anyway, she gets the thing off of it. They kick the kids out. And then as Margaret is scrubbing it clean, she looks over and sees this guy staring at her, this little dorky guy with glasses. He's kind of like really into her.
Yeah, did they say what his name was? I couldn't get his name.
No, they didn't say. I don't think they said his name on the actual episode. Maybe he did. Let me see.
Yeah, because he's like a reoccurring guy throughout the episode. He's just kind of like really into like serial killer books and reading serial killer books, and pretty much just bringing out the details, like how one would identify one, or who they target. And this is throughout the episode. he'll come up to Margaret and start talking about that. And hence earlier, like I was saying, her anxiety was building up working there, since there was just like this serial killer out on the loose. So she didn't want to be out at night, even though like they're closing up.
Yeah, they say his name is.
Out at night.
They say his name is Pipkin.
Pipkin.
And Pipkin, but the guy who played him is a musician known for Goody Two Shoes, Goody Two Shoes, a song, Adam and the Ants. That's what he's known for.
Oh wow. He looked like a rock star from some time period or some some kind of band. Gave me those vibes.
I said they leave and she's cleaning it and the guy looks at her, and after he looks at her, gives her a dirty look, she's kind of like looks weird, but she seems normal right now. It's not until Grady goes up to her and says, "Do you that Miss Pritchard wants them to work overnight or late night, like overtime?" And
yeah.
He's like he basically tells her that he doesn't like the way she talks to people, and that she goes overnight. I'm not gonna. I mean overtime. I'm not working overtime. I'm not working late tonight. And then she didn't say anything to me about that. And he's like, oh, well, now you know, right? And then Mrs. Pritchard goes, tis, tis. You girls are worse than schoolgirls or something. I don't know. And then she says, Margaret, would you come upstairs? And then anyway, she says like this used to be a beautiful library and now it's like a sewer because they got the gang kids in there. They have homeless people that come in there because I think there was also a part, I don't know if it's now or later, where this homeless woman is like singing a song, like a carol, like some sort of
yeah, some kind of
wheels on a bus or something.
Nursery rhyme.
Yeah, it's nursery. Yeah. And she's like, and then Grady's like, come on, get out. And then yes, it was right before. He throws her out, and then because she's like looking like she's nervous about it, and anyways, they say they have to stay late. That's what she's telling her. She has to stay late tonight because they have to work on the city inventory for I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. We have to work on the city inventory, so you're gonna stay late and organize all the books. So someone, if you need to call anyone to tell them that you're staying, let them know now. And she's like, no, I mean that it's my off day tomorrow, so it's okay, I could stay late. After she was saying she wasn't going to stay late, now all of a sudden she's like, yeah, no problem, I don't mind staying late. And Miss Pritchard goes, great, I'll go get sandwiches and we'll stay late and I'll show you how to organize the books or the return cards or everything, I don't know. So she has to stay late
pretty much. Yeah, like I think we get that scene where she goes down to the basement, right? And then she's putting something away
first, so after that, she hears that she's organizing all the stuff, putting everything away. Mrs. Pritchard does nothing. And she's putting everything away, and all of a sudden, Pipkin comes over and he starts talking to her. And he says, oh, can I check this out? And it's a book, says Alone with the Devil. And it's about serial killers. And then he starts telling her about serial killers and how he's interested in serial killers. And then like we're led to believe like he could be the possible killer, and she's already starting to get afraid now more than she was earlier on in the day.
Yeah, anxious and flustered.
No, serial killers are hunters looking for a particular kind of victim. Not our killer. His victims have got nothing in common, apart from the fact they're all men. That's pure.
I feel like this is a role that Sam Raimi's brother would have played.
I have a theory about his next victim.
I would have bought it.
Interesting. You ought to be. Because the next one's going to be a woman. I mean, what sets him off? That's what I keep thinking about. It could be the city that does it. Living in such close quarters to so many strangers, people you hate, all of them wanting to hurt you.
Anyway, yeah, so he's really scaring the crap out of her. And
yeah.
And then Mrs. Pritchard comes in and she's like, listen, get out of here. And it goes, she said, why did you bring that man into the employees area? And she's like, I didn't. He just showed up.
Yeah, Miss Pritchard gives her some papers to go put away in the basement. And she sees all of a sudden she sees like a shadow, like what looks like someone stabbing, like a stabbing motion. And then she
like in Psycho.
Like Psycho, yeah. because maybe that was the reference they're going for it.
Yeah.
And then she screams, and then she goes just running upstairs to get the security guard Grady. And he goes down there with her, and then he's gone for a little bit, and then all of a sudden she sees a foot and just screams. But it was just him, like it's like he found this stash of like a bottle of liquor with a brown paper bag in it. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and then
drinking
he
on the
drinks
job.
it, and then he's like, I forgot what he says, but then he touches her. He's like,
Yeah,
okay,
he goes
we're alone.
Yeah, like his fingers start doing that walk, like how you walk with your fingers on her hand. It's like, ain't nobody down here besides us. She's like, ah. Just screams bloody murder.
I think
she's more scared of
his
that.
Teeth scared her.
Yeah.
No, God, no.
Yeah, that was probably it.
Yeah.
She goes back up to Mrs. Pritchard's office, and she's like talking with like some lieutenant, I guess, discussing like the previous
Jameson
type.
played
Who was
by
that guy?
Oba Babatunde. Babatunde.
Was he in Cool Runnings?
He's in everything. He's in everything. He's in Life. He's in a lot of. I think he's in Harlem Nights. He's in a lot of Eddie Murphy films.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he's a mainstay in Eddie Murphy movies. He's in many things. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he seemed like he's just playing it pretty straight as like a lieutenant or officer, pretty much. And
lieutenant.
then, yeah, they were just talking with Miss Pritchard about typewriter robberies that were going on there recently, and
that they didn't mention before at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, that'd be nice to know. It's like, you guys getting robbed here at night, because it is in the inner city. So
yeah, and this funny thing too about this guy in the basement, they never go back to this. This never so they show this shadow thing that cut something, and then she runs up, screams to Grady. He goes down, but there's nobody there, and there's nothing. And random. They never. Yeah, what was the point of that then? If you're not going to go back to it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just her anxiety or her fears. It's just she's seeing things, but
or no
really explanation I can give.
Because when she tells the cop, she pulls out the knife that the kids had, and then he goes, "Let me get that knife." He goes, "No, the boys left that here," and then somehow the cop lets her keep it. And then she says to the guy downstairs, they go downstairs, and she goes, "Well, it looks like they just vandalized some books, so maybe it was the kids," because they go, maybe it was the boys that were here earlier because with the knife. So maybe it was one of them that snuck in and cut it, and then they got scared, to pay her back for kicking them out. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that might have been. That makes a bit more sense, I guess. Yeah, I mean we get that scene, and then the closing hour approaches pretty much. They announced that the library's closing, and everybody's kind of making haste. And what is it? Yeah, Miss Pritchard was saying, she can go get some coffee and sandwiches for them since they're going to be closing late, working overnight. Right?
Prior to that, she talked about Grady. She told him that Grady's drinking on the job. And she's a little snitch.
She's snitching, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy is a piece of work. We've been trying to get rid of him forever.
Yeah, I've been trying to get rid of him. Yeah. So then
can't figure it out. We don't want to get called racist, but let him go.
Well, they said they wouldn't replace him or something. She's been trying to get rid of him, but the city, he's a civil servant. It's hard to let them go, which is true. If you work for the city, you can't really get rid of somebody. So that she announces that, it's time in 10 minutes, we're closing. And then she decides to go upstairs, and she calls Grady up right after. Grady's like, this bitch.
Yeah, they have like an argument upstairs.
Bitch. Yeah. And
she white bitch snitched on me.
Yeah. He goes, I'm doing my job. You're drunk. I can smell the liquor on you. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's an easy way to get somebody fired for drinking on the job. I have proof. I have a witness. She snitched already.
He'll get replaced, but it's like, make it seem like he's like can't get fired at all.
But not tonight. I mean, then again,
you can't be like some guys that clock in and never go into work. So there's a guy that happened to recently that he was doing that.
Oh yeah,
for a long time, a government job or something.
Oh, but they used to do that. I saw a video of somebody, a U.S. aide or whatever, in 1996. They recorded him. The news recorded him. He would go to work, and he says, "What did he do? He goes into work, clocks in, and just sits there, reads a book, and then goes home after 2 hours. Like he does nothing."
It's like George Costanza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hanging out in his office, avoiding work.
So Grady leaves after the argument he has with Mrs. Pritchard, and then everybody leaves. Margaret locks up because Mrs. Pritchard's getting those sandwiches and coffee, and then as soon after she locks the door, she sees that Pipkin, which they never said his name. It's just on IMDb it says Pipkin. I don't remember.
Yeah, we had to look it up. They never said his name.
I don't know if he said I'm Pipkin, cheerio, but she sees him sitting there, and she goes, "We're closing the library. What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Already? I had no idea." Anyway, he says he made so much progress with all his books, and he wants to scare her more about the murderers and everything. Scares her so much. And she's like, "Could you just get out of here?" He goes, "But you're all alone. I could see how you could be nervous. Do you want me to stay with you until Mrs. Whatever comes back?" Also shows him a picture of in a book of some serial killer, and he says, "Listen, he was a serial killer and a necrophiliac." He goes, "It looks so timid, right?" He goes, "The serial killer could be a little scrawny guy with a trench coat and glasses, and and that's him. That's it. Like, so this misleading you, obviously, and this is exactly in the comic. All of this right now is in the comic. This whole dialogue, and then the only thing that's not in the comic is Grady. Grady's the only thing not in the comic.
Yeah,
Mrs. Pritchard's there. One. Margaret's name is different, but she's in there. This guy's a different. I think he might. I don't think that's his name. No, his name's not this Pipkin in the comic. But anyway, he's in there, and then soon what's going to happen anyway is going to be in there. So he wants to leave, and then he goes, "Could you, when I come back, can you put this somewhere safe for me for when I come back?" And she's like, "Come back?" He's like, "Yeah, tomorrow."
Tomorrow. Yeah, she's already losing it. Yeah, it was some book like that he couldn't take. It was like I forgot what she said it was for. It was for just for the library use only. I think that's what she said.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, she goes, "Do you want me to stay with you?" And she goes, "We have a security guard." And he goes, "But I just saw him leave." And she's like,
he just quit for the night.
Yeah.
I heard the whole thing.
He's like, the murder took place around this time of night. So he's like really scaring her. He says some poor homeless person walking alone, everything going bad for him. And so she's like, "You gotta get out of here, dude. Like, you're creeping me out. Just get out." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So he bounces. And after he goes, he said, "I can't, it doesn't seem like I'll be going anywhere." And then she's like, "What?" He's like,
"Yeah,
the door's locked." And then she lets him go, but she's been bugging the hell out ever since she saw the guy in the basement. So I understand why they did that, because he had a knife and everything. Because it was kind of stupid and it doesn't resolve itself. But if they did say maybe it was the kids, so I guess we're gonna lean towards that. They came back for revenge and they just snuck out. So we'll go with that, and that helped to elevate her to be more scared. But at the end, we'll find out like she's always very scared. And so
it was all kind of nicely done little setup to kind of throw you off the scent trail of where this episode's gonna go.
So after he leaves, she looks at the magazine, she starts bugging out, and also somebody's banging on the door.
Yeah, and it was somebody. It looked like Sloth from the Goonies that banging on the door.
I think he's famous too.
And then she was freaking out.
He's like a character actor. He's always like the weird looking guy in every movie.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought they put some makeup on somebody and
his name's
make him try to look like a monster.
Erwin Keys. He's in the Flintstones.
Oh damn!
Both Flintstones. He plays Joe Rockhead. And he was in the Warriors. He was a cop in the Warriors.
He does have a rock head.
Yeah. I feel like he's been in a lot of Frankenheimer. I mean, not Frankenheimer. Walter Hill stuff. Because if he was in the Warriors, he's got to be in other things too. Walter Hill's been like, "I love this guy. He's fantastic." He was in Death Wish 4.
Oh damn.
Married with Children. Yeah, I've probably seen him in that. He's in a lot of stuff. He was the Jeffersons. He's been in a lot of stuff. I know him from. I think he was in Quantum Leap. I bet you he was in Quantum Leap. 89.
He looked like it would be on there.
Yeah.
Or
he was in
Twin
Growing
Peaks
Pains.
or something.
He was in Growing Pains.
Growing
That's where I
Pains?
know him from. Yeah, Growing Pains. Not Quantum Leap, but
Okay.
he was.
Yeah, I got a better look at him looking at his IMDb because he didn't really get a really good clear shot of
Because
him.
his face
So
was
it's like
pressed on the glass.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell if like it was just him or they had prosthetics on some guy, make him look
Yeah.
look a little human.
I will say, I will say Frankenheimer did you could see he did a good job here because it shows the tension. Like she sees the magazine, she's like, oh, it says Maniac close up. Then it gets her face and then her eyes looking at it, and like we're getting all this tense shots, and then all of a sudden it cuts to the banging on the door, and she turns and the camera pans and you see the guy's face pressed on it, and he looks like a monster. He looks like a Scooby-Doo character, you know, like so like he's banging on the door, and he's not saying words. He's just like, but you can see he has a book in his hand, and she's bugged out. So she runs to call the cops if the phone doesn't work, and she's like, "What the hell?" And then she runs and she just turns off the lights. And then all of a sudden you hear the back door start move, like after the guy's no longer there, there's somebody trying to get in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, like and then she goes checking it out, and then she's like the alarm goes off, the emergency exit alarm goes off. So it's pretty cool kind of shot.
Yeah.
Her stressing out about it. It was like her zooming in on her face, zooming in on the emergency exit sign. That was a good little edit there, the way they filmed that scene.
Yeah,
you feel and see her
face
anxiety of everything start growing and growing. So that part, yeah, that's definitely a plus for this episode.
Yep.
And then you hear knocking on the front door, and then it was Mrs. Pritchard coming back. Yeah. She pretty much told her, and then they have a conversation. It's like, hey, what the hell? There's some guy out there.
He was
banging on the door. He looked like Sloth with 3 Stooges.
She's like, that's Mr. Gavin. He comes late. He works late. I let him always return books at this time. And it's just like, oh.
Thanks for the heads up, you know?
Yeah. And she's like, I tried to use the telephone, and the wires were cut. And she goes, no, I switched them off. The switch is underneath the desk. She goes, why would you switch them off? And she goes, why would you do that on purpose? And she goes, it's too distracting if we're going to be working here late at night. I'm like, bro, do you
might be getting prank calls? It's like, is your refrigerator running or something?
But like,
should cut the lines.
I used to work at Abercrombie and Fitch when I was younger. It used to be sexy. So when I was working at Abercrombie and Fitch, there was one time of the year we had to work overnight, and we were in the mall overnight, and that was cool.
Creepy.
It was cool actually to be in the mall overnight. But it was like 4 or 5 of us, and we had to set up everything in the store for Christmas. It was a Christmas season. So we were setting everything up like that, and it was fun. But where was I going with that? But like, nobody calls. Nobody calls you. Like, they know the hours. They're not gonna. Who's gonna call?
There's always gonna be somebody say, "Are you open?" And then they're closed. They call in a post office on Sunday.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be one person that does it. Or that's the only thing I can imagine. You might just get calls or somebody pranking them. And then let me see. I was looking at my notes here.
She asked. They go to the office. She goes, "Come with me," because you're like bugging out. They go. Like, what's wrong with you?
They go to the office to talk. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she tells her. She goes, "Where's Grady?" The librarian. I mean, Mrs. Pritchard asks, and she's like, "You sent him away, like, didn't you?" And then she's like, "Oh yeah." She's like, maybe you killed him. And she goes, "What? I killed him? What are you saying?" She goes, "Yeah, you hated him. You hate everyone. You said it yourself. People get what they deserve." And then she's like, "You think I'm the killer? You think I murdered him? Like, what's wrong with you?" And then she's like, "Yeah." She tries to like get away, and she goes, "Don't touch me." She throws Mrs. Pritchard onto her computer.
Just throws her and shoves her and started having a
choking
fight. Yeah. Just it does the Homer Bart choke around her neck.
Yeah. Then she throws her on her chair, and then she grabs the knife, and she just kills her right then and there, over and over.
Yeah, the switchblade she pulls out from earlier.
Yeah, she goes, "I'm not afraid anymore. I'll show you."
Like I knew you were after me.
And she goes, "Like I showed all of them," right?
And then like, "Oh yeah, like I'm not afraid anymore. I showed you." And just like the comic, it was reference to that too.
Yeah, and then Grady walks in. I don't know why, and he goes, "Mrs. Pritchard, I was checking the back door." So he was the one shaking it at the back. When, he was the one shaking it.
I thought it was the other guy that was trying to get in.
Yeah, no, it was him. And then she goes, "I guess I have to resign." Right? There's a good scene. I will show that scene. That's pretty.
Yeah, it was cool. She's just
little monologue.
She's all out lost to you. Just kind of realize, oh, this she's not right in the head, and then she just starts monologuing about, yeah, like, yeah, I guess so much for my 2 weeks notice, and she's gonna be resigning because I just killed my boss. and,
Right here.
and it kind of is unveiled that she's killed other people.
I have to resign. Move on again. I like it here. But this city made me nervous. So much crime.
She basically confesses to
I don't like being afraid all
Grady.
the time. I'm sorry about giving such short notice.
Well, she said earlier, she's like I did all the others, so
I hope you won't think too badly of me.
As the theory suggested, the serial killer was a
a
woman.
woman, yeah. She said earlier when she was strangling her, she goes, "I'll show you like I showed all of them." So she's the one. She's the maniac at large. She doesn't know she's a maniac, which is pretty good. I think that's.
Just,
I mean,
yeah, she could be like a Batman villain right there.
Yeah, she could be like a Batman. So, all in all, I think it was a good episode. We never talk about the Crypt Keeper intro or outro of every episode. This was a good one, I will say, but we normally don't because we're saving that up for like a special episode just on the Crypt Keeper. We'll probably go through like the best ones he's ever done, or we'll just go through every single Crypt Keeper intro and outro.
I noticed we haven't covered them because sometimes they haven't been that eventful this season. I know like the first one, the second season, they were pretty good. They got you interested, but some of them are just kind of, a little bit hit and miss. And
Alan used to cover them.
Did I? Oh yeah. Well, I can go over because I added my notes here. His monologue or at the end.
Nope.
The one at the end. Too late?
No.
Let's cover the one at the end then.
No, I mean, if you want to, you can.
What do you
go
say?
Back to your job that you forgot.
He said, "Well, kiddies, I guess that's knife in the big city for you." Cackles. Boy, do I feel sorry for Margaret. Looks like she's one dead end job after another. You'll be happy to know that I made a sale. Oh, because he was like a salesman in the beginning. This is random.
Mm-hmm.
The negotiations were fierce. Pushed the corpse leg inside, but after I threw in a couple acres, the rest was easy. Cackles. And then there goes the neighborhood. What was that? That was so cheesy.
It was actually better than some of the other ones. I think.
Yeah. There
He has
goes the
some terrible-
neighborhood.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad though, compared to like he's had some corny ones.
Yeah.
This year.
No, I
especially.
enjoyed it, but yeah, that was really forced. That one, that neighborhood. he sounded black for a sec.
In a couple of acres.
You need a soundbite of this.
There goes the neighborhood.
I do actually miss the Crypt Keeper. Like he was sometimes
He was good.
funny. You know, like the laugh. I used to be able to do that laugh so well as a kid. But
Yeah,
anyway,
the laugh
let's
gets me every time.
let's get to the comic real quick because the comic is exactly like the episode, so there's not much to talk about at all.
No, it's pretty spot on. It's like 90%,
exactly.
90% faithful, and then the 10% is just the addition of the security guard, pretty much.
Yeah. So this issue was this episode is based on crime
The
suspense,
suspense.
stories,
Mhm.
number 27, and it's Maniac at Large, the first comic, and it's exactly the same as the episode. There's no real difference at all. But although she's monologuing, so we hear her inner thoughts throughout the entire thing because it's a comic. But she's nervous about everything. She's scared about everything. She didn't want to work late, and she ends up being with that guy Pipkin, who he's there, and then he starts talking to her, and she's nervous. Everything's the same. Everything is pretty much the same. And then he goes, no, Mrs. Pritchard, she's working late too. And he goes, where'd she go? For coffee and sandwiches. And he goes, then she won't be back for a while. She ought to be back any minute. Would you like me to stay till she does? You seem frightened. No, that's all right. I'll be perfectly safe. I don't blame you. The whole town is in the grip of fear with the maniac still loose. You've got a right to be frightened. Yes. You really must go. It's after hours, and don't you want to check this book out? So he's a pretty normal guy, not like Pipkin
Mhm.
made him more sinister to put the fear in her and to, not give us a voiceover of her thoughts, which, I mean, I will say again, for a woman that never wrote a script before, she stood true to the original source material and she managed to do it. It wasn't a terrible episode. So, and it's very faithful to the comic. To see that that's the big guy over there not banging on the door.
Yeah.
And there's Mrs. Pipkin coming back. And she says that was Mr. Gavin. I think that's his name. That guy had the same name. She goes, she goes, frightened, honey, of what? The maniac, Mrs. Pritchard, the crazy murderer that's killed those 7 people. Why should I be frightened, honey? You're perfectly safe here with me. I know, but that man, you left me with that man. And then she tells her, well, why would you be scared? The killer's only killed men. And then she's like, oh yeah, you're right. And then she's like, well, maybe the killer's a woman. And she's like, what? And she goes, that's my theory. Because isn't it odd that she only kills men? And then the woman thinks, in this episode, she thinks that she poisoned the coffee. And she's like, drink your coffee, Blanche, right? You want it. You what is it, right? And she goes, you poisoned the coffee, didn't you? And she's like, poison the coffee? Why would I do that? All day long, I've had this feeling. What kind of feeling? A feeling that I would be murdered tonight. Blanche, are you saying that keep away from me? And she's like, Blanche, dear, you're upset. Don't touch me. Blanche, you're sick. Don't touch me, you murderer. You crazy murderer. Blanche, don't look at me like that. Blanche. And then she kills her. Blanche kills her. Right here.
Yeah, this was cool. Like, I could see this. I could see why they made a story like this in a way, because like, I'm sure during this time, maybe there were some women out there reading this. It's like a good horror story for them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a twist on the woman's fears of being out late at night and afraid of like the fear of getting murdered, pretty much, and then twisting it on his head is like, oh yeah, it's just more than just that. It's also has another twist to it, her being a serial killer, or pretty much killing dudes, and then when she thinks she's found out, which she wasn't, she was just saying, just having a conversation, but she started freaking out. I like the way this one ended.
Yeah, let me read the last 2 slots here. She goes,
Sure.
I turn and step out of the library door, out into the night. That gnawing fear is gone. That horrible feeling that I was to be the maniac's 8th victim is purged from my tortured mind. It's impossible now. The maniac is dead. I saved myself. I walk down the dark, empty streets, feeling safe, feeling secure. Once again, I have saved myself from becoming the maniac's victim, as I had saved myself 7 times before. Tonight, by killing the maniac before it could kill me. That's great. Actually, if I was reading this as a kid, I'd be like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, this is great. I like the way this ended.
So, with that being said, what would you rate this episode?
I think it's fair. I wasn't too crazy about it. Like the story, it's decent, but not the kind of story I would want to rewatch again. Like recommend somebody right away. But it was well executed, and the story it's based off it's good enough for what it is. And I think it's a good 3 out of 5. I actually talking about it more with you. I thought it was going to be 2.5 for me, but it's solid. It's solid. 3 out of 5 for me. I think it's pretty good.
I agree. Actually, that was going to be my rating too. 3 out of 5. I was like, this is about 3 out of 5. It's not a bad episode. It's not a great episode. It's a decent episode. And I forgot to mention. I wanted to mention this in the beginning. The music. I love the music. That made the episode. Actually, the music. Bill Conti. I looked him up. The guy's name. He's worked on a bunch of things. But I was like, who did this music? It's fantastic. It was such a good theme for the entire episode. It gives you that suspense and that. I don't know. It felt unique. It made the episode feel special. It was great music. It was great music. By the way, after this, I recorded the next episode, Split Personality, but I didn't watch it because I didn't want to watch it. But I heard one part. He goes, "Wow, you're two really radical, bodacious babes," or something. And then everything hit me, and I remembered everything. I said, "Oh." he's pretending to be a twin brother so he could get with them. And I was like, I remember. And I was like, I remember this episode. Like, just off that one line, even though I've heard it before, somehow that moment, hearing it again, it's just everything just, all my memory came back in. I go, I don't remember the beginning. I know it had something to do like he's hiding or something. They have money or something. That's all I know. But I remember that part, and I remember the ending. I remember exactly how it ended. I was like, oh, yeah, this is a good one. So I'm excited for the next episode. This was a good episode.
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would on first rip. But talking about it more and just, like you mentioned, just bringing up the strong points, the music, and the acting from Gwyneth Paltrow's mom was pretty good.
She's cute.
And
she's a cute lady.
She was
back then.
She was,
I mean, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because I just picture her as Mrs. Fokker. Oh no, Mrs. Byrne from Meets Parents. It's like she's old in there, you know. Like, and then I'm looking at her now in this. I'm like, she's kind of cute. But I know she's old. Like, so it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, she wasn't too bad looking, and
no, she's a cute girl because like she looked wholesome. Like, you know, like you know. There's different types of women, and she looked like a wholesome girl.
Wholesome dame.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, wholesome toots. Come here, toots. Aren't you a wholesome piece of cherry pie? Like, something, I don't know how they would talk. Something like that. But yes, great episode. And that's that. If you guys like, you could get the cool shirt like this at Creeps of the Crypt. At Creeps of the Crypt. You get a cool shirt like this from Creeps of the Crypt at ghostcrusadersmerch.com. This is... some characters from earlier episode. Funny enough, they were talking about critique of the podcast. We're giving them a big shout out in this episode. They were talking the last I remember because of this shirt. It reminded me. They were talking about Four-Sided Triangle. That's the last podcast. As of this recording, that's the last one they uploaded. I'm sure they'll upload one Monday.
Yeah, I watched that one too.
Yeah,
I was thinking of that one when we talked about it.
So they were talking about the two. Yes, I was thinking about our review when we did it too. Hilarious how much fun we were trying to have with it. But they talked about how the character, I forgot, Louisa and whatever the guy's name was, how they kind of look like the picture, that old picture of the guy with the pitchfork and the wife at the farmers. And I never put that together. Like, they kind of do resemble those two characters. And I was like, oh, yeah, wow, that's interesting.
American Gothic baby.
Yeah, this shirt, this is American Creep.
I was thinking of that one too, yeah.
It's based off American Gothic.
Design.
Yeah, there's was it Harry Marno? Harry Marno and his wife, Mrs. Marno, and there's a knife right there because that episode is fantastico. So
yeah, it's great.
I wonder if they did that episode. I gotta go check it out. But anyway, yes, check them out. Another shout out because I do enjoy their show. I like the way they structure their show too, and they gave us a shout out even though they didn't have to. But I do really like their podcast. And go check out Tales from the Crypt on Reddit as well. There's a group, a subreddit for Tales from the Crypt over there. And you could follow us at Creeps of Crypt on X or at Ghost Crusader TV on X. And you can follow us on streaming services anywhere at iTunes, Spotify, the audio version of this podcast. Where could they find you, Splinter?
You can follow me on Twitch. I sometimes been streaming some games from time to time. It's under Splitter47_ on Twitch. I wish I had an easier username for people to pull up, but that's the one that I have. So I've been playing Max Payne 2. It's like an older game from Rockstar back in 2000, like a film noir style kind of game. So it's just a shooter, and so I'm having fun with that. Replaying that on the hardest difficulty. Try to get that secret ending. You have to go through that to get the secret ending. And yeah, not sponsored yet, but the Tales from the Crypt hat, you can get it at eccomics.com, so you can get their merch there. I had to get one since we've been talking about this wonderful show, Tales from the Crypt.
It didn't
it
chroma out. Oh, it did chroma out.
It is green. Yeah, it's blending in with the
green background.
I like it. Yeah, I like the way it's doing that. I couldn't help it since I got this green screen behind me.
Yeah. But anywho, that's that. And yeah, we will come back next month when we talk about split personality, or we might do another revisited. We were supposed to do that, but we decided to skip that. We might do that. we should be right through that, and we might do another Books of the Crypt. We got to start doing more stuff. I want to start doing more Crypts of the Crypt stuff. So yeah, we will
sure.
check you guys out next time.
Peace.